Yo, what's going on? This is Riddles. You check it out, REConstructed. They're making a Rec 4. Let's go. So towards the beginning of 2021, I took a year hiatus, and the main reason for that was I felt creatively burnt out. I had been putting out a continuous amount of work since 2016 and grinding for the last 7 years. So it felt like it was time to just take a step back. I've taken breaks, here and there in between projects and touring, and I just felt creatively burnt out, and I never thought that would happen to me, but it happened. And I feel like a lot of artists don't realize how important rest is, and just taking a step back from the work. Now that I'm back and in the full swing of things, Rec 4 is kind of just like my reintroduction to the public, and we're just gonna keep it pushing from there. You know what I'm saying? It's like Act 2 for Rec Riddles. I started this project how I start every project, listening to samples, digging through the crates, listening to records, and I just hit that stride as far as being a producer and creating these beats. I'll go in for a week and craft maybe 20 or 30 beats, and then just pick the ones that really speak to me, or the ones that give me a concept for a song off the vibe of the music. So that's how this project started, just creating beats, and then from there, it just grew, because it was originally supposed to be just an EP, but then it turned into a full-length album, because I just kept creating more beats and kept putting my foot on the gas pedal. So it just turned into a 10-song album from all the beats that I was creating. And the vibe is always going to be my vibe, but I feel like it's just expanded to what the sound of this album is. Some of my favorite songs on the album are, Akbar Pray is one of my favorites. The story behind that song is I was actually reading the autobiography of Akbar Pray, Death of the Game, and that inspired the title of this song. I've been very familiar with who he is and his exploits. For those that don't know, Akbar Pray is a drug kingpin from Newark, New Jersey, my hometown, who was just as comparable in his heydays of the 70s and 80s to Nicky Barnes, Frank Matthews, Frank Lucas. It's just he's one of the other African-American drug lords that reigned at that time. But his book was very poignant with me, and it kind of touched home. It just so happened to be that he's from my city, and the vibe of that song is it's dark, it's gloomy, but it just has a great vibe, and that's just one of the New Jersey reference points on this album. Another one being Dr. J's, which features my older brother Gunsmoke Jones. How that song came about was I was in New Jersey in 2020, and I went downtown to Newark, New Jersey, and saw that the store, Dr. J's, was no longer there. So I'm downtown Newark. Staple of downtown Newark is Dr. J's, and it's gone, man. R.I.P. And growing up as a kid in Newark, once I moved out of Newark, we always went downtown to shop, and get gear. And that's just, something amongst my brothers and I that we always look forward to. We would get the newest mixtapes down there, the freshest gear that, nobody else was getting. So, Dr. J's was always a staple of downtown Newark. And when I got down there in 2020, it was gone, it was closed up, and the space was for rent. So I just kind of touched home. It's a nostalgic song because, that had always been there, since I was a kid, from my parents taking me downtown to shop, to going with my actual older brother, Gunsmoke Jones, and we going down there to shop, to me going by myself. So it was no other, person I would have on that song but him, because we can both relate, as far as what Dr. J's means and what downtown North, means to us as far as fashion and clothing. And the beat just had such a cool laid back vibe, dope drum pattern. And it was perfect for me to just talk about, things that I used to do and, memories that are just really pressed into my brain as far as fashion and things I did growing up. So Dr. J's is a really dope song to me. So what I want people to take away from this album is just, it's my story, it's my thoughts, it's my feelings, and the feedback, that I want to receive is just, Rec is back, you know what I mean? I've straddled the fence of retirement for a long time, and I feel like a lot of independent artists who do things on their own probably have had those thoughts and those feelings, at some point in their career, especially when, it's just all the responsibility falls on you, especially if you only have, one or two people helping you, or, you're doing it completely on your own. You're gonna feel that weight. So I just want people to know that, Rec is back, I'm here. This album is my thoughts, my feelings. It's another one of my children, you know what I mean? That's how I look at all my projects, as they're my kids, because they come directly from me, my thoughts, my feelings, my ideas. But it's just, it's classic hip hop, dope rhymes, dope beats, dope vibes, is what I've been doing, just an extension of, and I feel like that's what all my music is. If I continue to show growth, I'll continue to do it, as long as I feel like my beats and my rhymes keep getting better, I'm gonna be here, you know what I mean? Whether I take another break, another sabbatical, maybe not, but I'm gonna continue to be here as long as I keep increasing and improving as far as my skill set and my talent goes. So until those diminish, I'm gonna keep putting out music, and Rec 4 is just, another pin, another feather in the cap, another notch in the belt. And I hope the public enjoys it. I enjoyed making it. I hope they love it as much as I do. And it's just good hip hop. So if you like good hip hop, you're gonna like Rec 4. You know what I mean? So I just hope the takeaway is Rec is back. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is.
See you.